Since I was 17, I've been reading a lot of books about finance, investing, health, habits, psychology, and general self-development. And here's the truth. Some books I could definitely have done without, many were okay, but a few of them actually changed my life. So let me save you the thousands of hours I spent reading books that never really did me any good. Don't get me wrong, most of the books I've read have been fascinating, but they haven't really helped me. So in this video, I show you the books that have really changed my life and will change yours too. I will also briefly summarize the books and share my key learnings with you. The first 3 books are the best books to build a perfect foundation of knowledge. Once you have that foundation, the next 5 books are perfect for building a deeper understanding. And if you want to gain even more specific knowledge and a deeper understanding, then the 3 bonus books I will introduce at the end are perfect for you. If you read all or even most of the books I present in this video, you will never have to read another book on any of the topics, because you will have read the best books on those topics. For this reason, the following books are the only ones you will ever need to read. But it is very important that you read these books at the right time and in the right order. I mean, you can read them for entertainment, even if they don't apply to your current situation. But just understand that if you read these books at the right time, for example, when you are facing the problems that these books are teaching you about, then they are most effective. The first book is Atomic Habits by James Clear. It is probably the most practice-oriented book on self-development, and therefore the perfect foundation for everything, so it's the first book you need to read. It is also a book that provides a very good foundation for the books that follow. Atomic Habits is basically a guide on how to establish good habits and get rid of bad habits. According to the book, there are 4 steps on how to easily establish a habit. The first step is to make the habit obvious. This means, for example, that if you see your work laptop lying on the sofa, you are much more likely to work. This is because it simply reminds you of your work. The second step is to make the habit attractive. This means, for example, that you can eat chocolate or listen to your favorite music while you work. This step is important because it gives you another reason to stick to the habit. The third step is to make the habit simple. This means, for example, that you create a schedule in which you write down how and when you want or need to do something. If you don't know how to create a perfect schedule, feel free to watch our other video titled, How to Achieve More Than Everyone Else in 2024 Using the Ivy Lee Method. This video shows you how to become more productive and effective using a schedule. And when you combine the Ivy Lee method with your habits, you will be more productive, more effective, and form new good habits in one step. And the reason why you should create a schedule is that you then only have to work through it and no longer even have to think about what you are doing. This means that you form a routine that you will carry out without thinking. Therefore, the habit becomes doable and very simple. The fourth step is to make the habit satisfying. This means, for example, that you have free time after work and can do whatever you want. To get rid of bad habits, you should do the exact opposite. In other words, make the bad habits invisible, unattractive, difficult, and unsatisfying. In general, these 4 steps are very simple and really work extremely well. I was able to acquire many good habits and get rid of many bad ones. But that's not all. The second important thing I learned from this book is that you should not only set goals, but also build systems to make sure you achieve them. The book really helps you make small changes that make a big difference in the long term, so you should definitely read it. After laying the foundation with the practical habits in Atomic Habits, you need to explore a broader perspective on personal development and the meaning of life in The Way of the Superior Man by David Deida. The book helps you live your life to the full and also explains the dynamic between feminine and masculine energy. Among other things, it is about finding your purpose and not letting the modern world get you down. For example, someone who has an overarching mission and gives their life meaning themselves leads a very different life to someone who doesn't know where they want to go. It also helped me realize that you should always live a little outside your comfort zone. The most important thing, however, is that it should really only be a little bit, but always. Also, the mission has top priority, and you shouldn't be distracted by everyday things. In the search for our mission, it is important to harmonize our personal development with financial knowledge. Therefore, after The Way of the Superior Man, we dive into the world of money mentality with Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. It is one of the classics and teaches financial education that you don't get at school. The author has two people he gets financial advice from. One is his own father, who is not doing so well financially, even though he earns more than average. The other is his friend's father. He is not so well educated and works as a handyman. Nevertheless, he becomes richer and richer through clever money management. The book contrasts the two ways of thinking and shows the differences that lead to becoming rich one day. For example, I learned from this book that the biggest risk is not taking risks. I also learned that you should work, especially when you're young, but not to earn money, but to gain experience. He also advises at the beginning to do without things like a nice car and rather invest in assets that increase in value. The book is very basic, but it's very good for understanding financial basics. It was also a real game changer for me at such a young age. At this point, you already know the 3 best and most important books that will serve as a perfect foundation for you. Because you now have the right mindset, meaning you know what you want. You've acquired good habits and broken bad habits. You know the basics of personal development, mental health, psychology, and now, with the 3rd book, finance. And the best part is that we're not even halfway through the books. In addition, now that you have the basic knowledge you need, we can move on to books that build on each other perfectly and give you in-depth knowledge. For these reasons, it is now time to broaden your understanding of entrepreneurship and wealth creation. The Millionaire Fastlane by M.J. DeMarco takes you on a journey to the fast lane of financial success. This book is one of the best when it comes to entrepreneurship. The book is about 3 ways in which humanity moves. Most of them are on the sidewalk. This includes people who have no money left at the end of the month. The second path is the slow lane. These are the people who only have enough left over to save a little so that they can retire reasonably comfortably at 65. And the third way is the fast lane. These are the people who earn a lot of money in the same amount of time. And these are almost exclusively entrepreneurs. For this reason, the book explains 5 points that a company must fulfill. Here is a brief summary of the points. The company must solve a problem. It must have a barrier to entry. That is, it must be able to do something that not so many can do. Otherwise, there will be too much competition. It must be controllable. It must be scalable. And the whole thing should be able to continue when you are no longer there. In principle, entrepreneurship is about increasing your income 10-fold or 100-fold. The book also teaches you that you should focus on one thing. Moreover, if you want to get really good at it, you should be really obsessed with it. The most important thing you learn in this book, however, is that an idea is completely worthless if you don't implement it properly. And getting it right is the hardest part. But a bad idea that is implemented well is better than a good idea that is implemented badly. So if you are interested in entrepreneurship, then you should definitely read this book. I can also promise you that you will know more than most business owners after reading this book. As we move into the fast lane of wealth creation, we must not forget the importance of effective communication and relationship building. After all, your network is your net worth. That's why How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie is your perfect guide to mastering social skills on your journey. This is the best book on social skills. Honestly, it's not only the best book on social skills, it's the only book you need on the subject. This book says that the only way to truly influence people is to recognize what they want and then help them get it. Also, conflict should be avoided at all costs because you can only lose. This means that you either lose the argument or win it, and still lose in the end because the other person doesn't like you as much as before or even doesn't like you at all. Also, other opinions should always be heard and respected, and you should never end them with the phrase, "That's wrong." The quickest way to endear yourself to someone is to let them talk about themselves as much as possible and listen carefully. If you want to improve your social skills, it is important to understand how power works. That's why you should supplement the insights from How to Win Friends and Influence People with the strategic insights from The 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene. And this is where it gets very interesting, because with the book How to Win Friends and Influence People and the book The 48 Laws of Power, you have a complete guide to human relationships. The book, The 48 Laws of Power, is a very controversial book because it's about how to manipulate people in the best possible way. But that's why it's such an important and good book. In fact, the book is so effective that it is banned in many prisons. Basically, the book contains 48 laws that people have used in the past to become powerful and then maintain their power. Since many people have read this book and used these techniques, it is very helpful to read this book. If only so that you can recognize and stop manipulation techniques when they are used on you. With a solid understanding of the insights from the previous books, you can now move into the real world and apply them there. This means you can enter the business world with your current foundation. But to easily dive into the business world, I recommend you read the books $100 Million Offers and $100 Million Leads by Alex Hormozi. These two books are the most practical and best books on making money. $100 Million Offers is about what to sell and how to create an offer that is so good that it would be foolish not to buy it. The key learnings from this book are that you should never price your product too low, because at some point, it will no longer be profitable. Instead, you should focus on increasing the added value and, thus, the price. Nevertheless, you should always keep the price below the given added value so that the customer is really satisfied. The sequel, $100 Million Leads, is about where to find the people who want to buy the product and how to get them to buy it. Overall, you can say that these two books are extremely practical and simply written. Now that you're equipped with practical money-making skills, it's time to take your mindset even further. The book, Think and Grow Rich, by Napoleon Hill, moves away from the practicalities of business and shows you how you can use the power of your thoughts to accumulate wealth. The main idea of this book is that if you're able to conceive it and believe it, you can achieve it. And that is really the first step towards becoming rich, actually believing that you can and realizing that's the only path forward. Another learning from this book is that too many people don't start or don't get anywhere when they do. They are waiting for the ideal moment or business idea. They simply wait for everything so that they don't have to get started. And the truth is, as obvious as it seems, that there is no perfect time. So start now and don't wait. If you found value up to this point, I'd appreciate your support by subscribing and giving this video a thumbs up. Your input matters, so feel free to share your thoughts or suggest topics that interest you in the comments section below. But we're not done yet, so let's keep going. Not only do you now have a perfect foundation for the topics, but you already have a deeper understanding of things and know how certain things work. But if you now want to gain even more specific knowledge and deeper understanding, then the following 3 bonus books are perfect for you. While we focus on our mindset and building wealth, it is equally important to strengthen our mental resilience. The autobiography Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins takes us on a journey of overcoming challenges and developing an unbreakable will. It describes his difficult childhood, his traumatic experiences, and his later success as a military leader and public speaker. The book is both a life story and a mental discipline training manual that focuses on self-improvement. Here are my top 5 learnings from the book. First, master your mind. Goggins emphasizes the power of mental resilience. By overcoming adversity, trauma, and setbacks, he shows that our minds can be our biggest obstacle. Second, embrace suffering. Goggins believes that when we leave our comfort zone, we grow. Accepting suffering and discomfort leads to personal change and success. Third, take personal responsibility. Goggins encourages readers to stop making excuses, take responsibility for their actions, and make positive changes. Fourth, have an unbreakable will. Goggins' relentless pursuit of excellence demonstrates the unbreakable will that lies within each of us. He challenges you to tap into your inner strength and push beyond perceived limits. And fifth, to be resilient and adaptable. Despite physical injuries, mental health issues, and external obstacles, Goggins adapts, perseveres, and evolves. In summary, this book will inspire you to face your fears, overcome obstacles, and achieve great things by mastering your mind and withstanding adversity. As we appreciate the power of mental strength, we should incorporate this strength into effective time management. Following on from Can't Hurt Me, explore the practical tips in Time is Money by Alex Altman. It's a book that explores the concept of time management and its impact on productivity and success. Here are my key learnings from the book. First, you need to understand procrastination. The book explores the 4 reasons why people procrastinate and offers strategies to overcome these obstacles. Then, once you recognize the causes, you can effectively combat procrastination. Second, develop habits. Altman introduces the concept of the 3 R's for habit formation. These are essential steps to creating lasting habits: remind, routine, and reward. By following this framework, you can develop positive habits that lead to higher productivity. Third, master energy management. The book emphasizes the importance of energy management. By creating habits that increase energy and focus, readers can accomplish more in less time. Altman shares practical techniques for increasing vitality and maintaining consistent performance. Fourth, set goals. Avoid common mistakes when setting goals. Altman identifies the 4 traps people often fall into and gives advice on setting realistic, achievable goals. Effective goal setting helps to make better use of time. Fifth, improve your focus. Learn how to strengthen your focus muscle. The book offers strategies for improving concentration and minimizing distractions. Better focus leads to greater efficiency and better use of time. Sixth, manage overwhelm. If you're feeling overwhelmed, the book offers actionable steps to regain control. Altman addresses the fear of failure and explains how to make progress despite challenges. In summary, the book provides a simple system for overcoming procrastination, increasing productivity, and achieving goals without relying on willpower alone. Whether you struggle with time management or are looking for ways to optimize your daily routines, this book offers valuable insights for your personal development and success. I really hope you enjoyed this video and found it useful. Post your thoughts in the comments box below and feel free to watch our other videos. Have fun with it and see you next time.